They turned my backyard into a no-man's land overnight. It hit me like a gut punch when I stepped out that crisp autumn morning in 2010, expecting nothing more than to fetch the newspaper from the driveway. The air was still, birds chirping like any other day, but there they were, two guys in crisp polo shirts, pounding a glaring yellow sign into the earth where my late father had shown me how to till the soil for our first vegetable patch. Buffer zone property under Willow Creek, HOA jurisdiction. It screamed in bold letters. I froze, coffee mug halfway to my lips. This was my home, the place I'd bought in 2003, long before any HOA nonsense cropped up in our quiet suburb of Riverside Heights. I'd never signed up for their rules, their fees, or their meddling. Yet here I was, suddenly labeled an intruder on land that held my family's memories. I approached them, heart pounding, trying to keep my voice steady. "Hey, fellas, that's my property you're staking. Must be a mix-up." The burly one, badge reading Mike, barely looked up from his hammer. "According to our latest maps, this falls under HOA buffer territory. President Laura Kensington's orders community safety expansion." His words dripped with rehearsed authority, like he'd said them 100 times. I demanded proof, but he just shrugged and radioed in, "Non-compliant resident on site." The crackle back? Documented all for escalation. They snapped photos of my flower beds, my tomato vines twisting in the breeze, treating them like evidence in a felony case. Neighbors peered from behind blinds, whispers already brewing. By the time they left, orange cones lined my driveway like barricades at a disaster site, blocking my own garage. I felt the world tilt. How could strangers rewrite my deed with a few signs and a fake map? Ripping open the certified mail that waited like a trap, my hands shook. Laura Kensington's letter hit hard. $9,200 in accumulated fines for unauthorized use of buffer land. The attached survey? A joke. Lines zigzagging across my plot like a drunkard's scrawl. As a supply chain manager, I deal with maps daily. I knew forgery when I saw it. This wasn't a mistake, it was calculated. My chest tightened, thinking of Dad's lessons on that very soil. I dove into county records that afternoon, kitchen table buried under printouts. Willow Creek HOA formed in 2005, starting with 42 homes on Maple Lane. My place. Built in 1999, miles from their original bounds at Pine Avenue. But amendments in 2007, 2010, 2013, 2018, each one bloated their turf. No signatures, no consents, just suspicious stamps lingering and pending for months. They ballooned to 75 properties, preying on folks too busy or scared to fight. Driving to talk to former victims, the knot in my stomach grew. The Rodriguez family, 2 blocks away, had fled after endless threats. Maria opened the door warily. We couldn't take it any more. Monthly notices, photos of our kids' toys as violations. Sold and moved 15 miles out. Her husband nodded, eyes distant. The papers were so confusing, we thought we had no choice. It clicked. HOAs need owner buy-in for expansions. Laura exploited the system's blind trust, filing fakes and banking on intimidation. Targeting working stiffs like me, seniors on fixed incomes, new immigrants navigating the bureaucracy. The math was sickening. Each new property meant more dues, more fines, a cash cow for her whims. But the real bombshell? Shifting to complaints, I uncovered Silver Guard Property Services protection racket mailing glossy letters to expanded zones, promising coverage against HOA fines for $180 a month. Emily Carter answered my knock, exhaustion etched on her face. "We've paid for 9 months, $1,620 from our son's college savings." They said it was essential. Showing her photos of their headquarters, a dingy P.O. box at Riverside Plaza, visited monthly by a woman matching Laura's build. Her color drained. "That's it. We've been funding a ghost." The scam was elegant evil. Fabricate threats, sell fake insurance against them. Canvassing revealed 14 families hooked, totals hitting $20,000 in bogus premiums, plus $28,000 in illicit fees. Add tax dodges, claiming exemptions on annexed land she didn't own, and it screamed federal fraud. Laura wasn't just a bully. She was a con artist, stealing dreams, delaying surgeries, skimping groceries from the vulnerable. The backlash hit like a storm. Overnight, emails blasted the neighborhood. Reckless outsider endangers home values. Flyers on doors warned of 25% property drops without strong HOA enforcement. All lies with phony charts. Patrols circled my house hourly, clipboards in hand, photographing my shed. My hose reel like I was running a meth lab. Anonymous notes slipped under doors. Don't let one rebel tank our investments. Laura called an emergency meeting to rally against the Alex Thompson menace. Old friends turned cold misses. Patel avoided eye contact. The Lee family banned their kids from waving. Isolation clawed at me, but a whisper of hope came from Chris Dalton, a lawyer neighbor, slipping me a note. This reeks of setup. Let's talk. We met covertly. He dissected her docs. She's betting you'll cave to avoid court costs. As harassment peaked, bogus city inspections. All clear, but the stress mounted. I built my arsenal. Timelines of forgeries, GPS proofs, victim affidavits. Chris pushed quiet title action, a high-stakes bid to nullify her claims entirely. My outsider status? A weapon, bypassing her rigged internal appeals. But doubt gnawed. What if exposing her tanked innocent members' finances? One wrong move, and I'd be buried in fees, shunned forever. Sleepless nights fueled by black coffee. I stared at patrols' flashlight beaming my windows, resolve hardening. This was war on my turf. Court day dawned tense. Laura swept in, designer suit gleaming, flanked by high-priced counsel, gallery packed with her manipulated flock glaring daggers. She painted me as a spiteful saboteur, her expansions as noble safeguards. Judge Harlan nodded along at first, praising HOA community benefits. My pulse raced. Was I outgunned? Then I flipped the script. Your Honor, before violations, prove jurisdiction. Unleashing evidence like artillery. Real deeds versus her fakes, expansion fraud chain, Silver Guard's mailbox sham. Gasps rippled as I detailed tax, theft, double-dipping government funds while bilking owners. Emily's testimony cracked the facade. She stole our future. Neighbors murmured, dots connecting those insurance pitches after new signs. The judge's brow furrowed. Recess called for DA involvement. Chaos erupted in the lobby. Furious families stormed, ripping notices, demanding audits. Agencies swarmed. Tax probes, insurance fraud inquiries, account freezes. Board members bolted, voting unanimous dissolution amid shouts. Total haul, $80,000 stolen. Laura's empire vaporized. She faced charges: fraud, evasion, forgery, bankruptcy looming, forced to flee under media siege. Driving home, signs vanished. Kids played freely, barbecues sparked without mandates. Values climbed sans fees, genuine bonds reformed. I'd gone from trespasser to liberator, setting precedents against such overreach. Confronting Laura in the garage, her defiance crumbled. You ruined my work. I shot back. You built on theft. I just shone the light. Standing in my garden that evening, peace washed over me. But it begs the question, would you roll over if a power-hungry neighbor redrew your boundaries and demanded tribute, or risk everything to fight? How far is too far for community protection before it becomes tyranny? If a system lets fraud flourish, who's really at fault, the con artist or the blind watchdogs? Drop your thoughts below. Did I go too nuclear, or was it justified? Like if you've faced similar battles, and subscribe for more real-life showdowns that expose the shadows in suburbia.